Hey there, Speakers Magazine. We are breaking out. It is still February, but we're going on March, which means it is Women's History Month. And we're spotlighting Black Door Society in the March issue coming soon. But we have one of the first guests of Black Door Society coming up with us right after this, Lisa Harbour. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss her. So Lisa Harbour, give you a little bit of background. She is a trailblazing entrepreneur. She is unveiling her properties. That's why I said you don't want to miss her. Which talks about igniting wealth, generational wealth, and a foundation of gratitude and service. Give you a little bit of background so that you know who she is. And you'll read all about her in the March issue of Speakers Magazine. But she is a luminary in the realms of business, sales, marketing, diversity, motivation, really being the epitome of leadership and transformation. In 2023, just last year, she marked a significant milestone by founding High Expectancy Realty, which is her properties LLC. So you get the Expectancy Realty, HER, establishing a brokerage firm in Maryland and the DC area. At the heart of her HER properties lies a culture steeped in the gratitude and commitment to serving a higher purpose. I'll let you hear what she talks about that. But really, one of the things that just a little bit of background, and she'll tell you about her that she is a HBCU grad. She went to Hampton. She had a Bachelor's of Science in marketing. This really laid the groundwork for her career. She really has honed her expertise by obtaining an MBA, and then with over 25 years experience, and you're going to look like, how is she 25 years experience? She only looked 25. Lisa's professional trajectory is diverse and impactful, from being a government contractor to assuming the role of CEO of Winewood Technology. She demonstrated exceptional skill in business and sales management across a lot of different companies, from Staples to MCI, AOL, Infinity Broadcasting. Really, she's got a whole array of different things that she's done, but really her philosophy is really anchored in service and community and the cultivation of collaborative relationships. She's devoted to growing her business with intentional strategies that are not only aimed for substantial return on investment, which is the ROI part of that, for her clients, but collaboration to do is the foundation for the love and family values. So I'm going to not read all of this because I'm going to save it for next month for her to be part of the Speakers Magazine family. But I'm going to just bring up Lisa right now.
Hi. Hello, good evening. Hi there. Thank you for that fabulous introduction. I appreciate
like the fact that it's her higher, it's hard for me to say that. I've been talking so long. Higher expectancy is really, so tell us about how that name came about before we kind of get into all the other things.
Right. Well, I wanted to have the company mission and our goal to obsess with gratitude and high expectancy, that we're expecting to do well. We're expecting to serve people. We're expecting our clients to be happy. So providing services at a high level of expectancy. And then that's how we came with Her Properties, LLC.
I love that. I love that because the word expectation is really, that's really what it is. So High Expectancy Realty. And
Yes.
so you've been in the real estate, you're licensed realtor within the DMV area, I guess you would say the DMV area or the DM, maybe I don't know if we call it the DMV. But one of the things is that you are really branching out in something totally new. So I'm gonna put the website up here so people can actually
Okay.
know it's her ROI. There we go.
Yes,
So
you can find it.
herroi.com. And that's where they'll find out more about what it is that your business does. But let's go back to Black Door Society where we first met. Uh 3 years ago? Yes, it was
Yeah,
3 years
right.
ago. It was
Mhm.
pre-COVID, right? Yeah, it was
Yes.
pre-COVID. So that was, I kinda we kinda date these things like either BC, AD, before COVID,
I
after
know.
COVID.
I
It's like,
know.
what was it? And we met because it really was talking about with Sharon Morton, as the founder, talking about opening doors for others and really collaboration, which is a key, and which was one of the main reasons why you were part of that as well. So we just mentioned Sharon, and she just pops on here. So
Yeah.
really, the main thing is that you know Black Door Society is what brought us together. I'm from
Yes.
Detroit. You're in DC. Sharon obviously is in the area as well. And talking about Black Door Society and what that means to us, I wonder if Sharon, if you could raise your hand, if you would like to join us. Can you join us? I could add you to the stage. Yes, I'll add her to the stage. So now I okay. I wasn't
Hello.
sure. You look camera ready, so that was my main thing. I said she looked camera ready, so I'm
She's
going to
always
have you.
camera ready.
I'm actually just seeing your message and I was about to wash off the rest of my makeup. I was like, so I only have half of it on.
Oh my god, she looks
You're still
beautiful.
beautiful.
She
Thank
looks
you.
beautiful. Exactly. So
Thank you.
so Lisa and I, we were just talking about Black Door Society and what it means to us. But I want to really hear about why you started it, and then we'll let you go on and Lisa and I'll finish our interview. But why you started Black Door Society. And we're basically a surprise part is that she's the cover girl of for March. Obviously, we're talking about
I'm
Women's
so,
History Month. And
I'm
so
so
Lisa is part of it as well as some of the other Black Door Society. But tell us about what Black Door Society is and why you started it.
well, Black Door Society is a collection of phenomenal women, including you and Lisa, who are not afraid to share opportunities that will, build our wealth and our legacy. We have access to so many opportunities that most Black women don't have access to, and that's because we believe in sharing. We believe in pulling as we climb, and I'm so particular about the women that come in because I'm all about women helping women and all of us winning. And
Mhm.
the reason I started it 3 years ago, it'll be 3 years this April, and we are
Yes,
celebrating the Big B in Detroit.
yes, yes. With Sharon and Nilda, we're putting it together for you. So
Yeah,
Motown Museum is part of that. Part of
I
that. Okay.
know. I can't wait. Dr. Pam, Nilda, and Sharon, our other Black Door Society sisters from Detroit, are hosting us. So I'm super excited. But I started Black Door Society 3 years ago because, as you and everybody in the world knows, I almost died from COVID. And I realized when I recovered that I would have taken so much information with me, all of my contacts, my networks, my opportunities. And I was like, I can't do that. I have to be able to share this information with other Black women because I've just been so blessed to meet such phenomenal people like you yourself, Dr. Pam.
Yeah, right after that, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
and
and I
my
just saw Lisa, when you meet Sharon, this one of the things, she has that sparkle about it, right? It's just like
Yes,
whatever it is that she wants you to do, it's like we're gonna do it. She's a possibility thinker. She gives us
absolutely.
that whole thing about what's possible, what's bigger, what's more for us. And it's never, at least it's never selfish. It's about what can we do together. That was like
yeah,
from the very first time.
yeah,
And so go on,
Yes.
go on. So yeah, go
that's so
on.
important. Yeah, that's so important to me. And Lisa, she's been my friend for over 20 years. But I want to say
Mm-hmm.
25, right, Lisa? We were neighbors. Our
Yes,
children went to the same school, elementary school
that's right.
together. So
That's
Lisa
right.
knows how I am. Whenever she comes over, I always have a big lunch and some wine
Yes,
for
she
her.
spoils it. She
I
spoils
just
it.
believe in sharing, and I think that that's why I'm so blessed.
Yes,
Hmm.
and
That is
I want
that
to
is it.
say, Sharon has always been community driven ever since I met her, and like she said, over 20 some years ago. And she is one of the women that lifts and encourages and collaborates. And so when she had decided to do Black Door Society, I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
We're in. We're in. And
Yeah,
that
and
was
the
that was the
women,
thing.
the other
Mhm.
women that she's like you said, she's very selective, but they're all the other women are so awesome, really great women doing great things in the world, making change. And so I'm so glad I've had an opportunity to meet you, Pam. I would never have met you otherwise.
Right.
And there are other
Right.
fantastic women. So kudos, Sharon. Love you always. Well, a great friend and a terrific, incredible businesswoman.
And
Thank you.
leader of the
Yeah,
group. Really,
absolutely.
she is. We in three. It doesn't seem like it's been. It seems like it's been like 30 years. I mean, we've had a whole lot of stuff we've been
We've
doing.
done a whole lot, Pam, haven't we? Oh my God.
It's like what?
When I tell
Yeah.
people,
So that.
oh, it'll be 3 years, they're like, wait a minute. You guys
Yeah.
have done so much. And it's so true. And I couldn't have done it without you. I mean, both of you are founders. I mean, I came to
Mhm.
you and was like, you gotta help me with this vision. And you both, didn't hesitate. So I'm just grateful to you.
Yes, it was good. It was good. Well, thank you, Sharon. That is.
Mhm.
Now you can take me off the stage, right? I can just watch. This
Well,
is
I'm gonna let you go, and then with me and Lisa will finish our conversation. Thank you so much, and I see Dr. Marcia is over there as well. So
Yay,
you
oh,
guys,
hi,
thank you. She's
Marcia.
part of it, Dr. Marcia Whitaker. All
yeah,
right,
we
thank
love
you.
Dr. Marcia. Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
So her ROI. So when they go there, Lisa, what are they going to see? What will they find? And what is it that is the mission, I guess you would say, of what is your next?
Okay, well, we are providing real estate services, but not just real estate services. We're actually trying to impact lives, encourage folks to invest in themselves by acquiring property. Um, in addition to just acquiring property, it is setting the goals of BDS, establishing a beginning to create a legacy for your family. So one of the greatest ways, of course, is real estate. So we're
Mhm.
providing services in Maryland and DC. We're encouraging and providing. I have all kinds of clients. So clients that are looking maybe for their retirement, their last home, or I have clients that are looking at their very beginning. The idea is to continue to build wealth and transfer it to generations. And I think real estate's one medium, like there are others out there, but real estate's our niche and how we can help to grow families and build legacy and wealth. So, a lot of times you see that transfer of wealth quite a bit. There's a economic tsunami, they say, that's coming where it will be the greatest transfer of wealth for maybe my grandchildren or great grandchildren, because so many people will have property, they'll have finances, and it will
Mm.
transfer over. Being African American, we never got our mule and 40 acres, but
Never
other
got it.
folks have
Mm.
had. I mean, those that took land from us, they still that transfer of wealth is alive and viable for other
Mhm.
communities. And so if we're playing the catch up in one sense, but
That's true.
it's never too late. It's always a great time. And so I was hoping when young people will acquire earlier. There are other ways. Historically, by after maybe 18 in college and before you. But hey, why not help our children acquire before they're even 18? It's just a
Mhm.
shift of thinking.
It
And
is.
so I want to be a vehicle. Her properties want to be a vehicle to help families to do just that. You know.
I love that. One of the things you did mention it and think about it. So I think about my great grandparents. They were just out of slavery,
Hmm.
did not have any ownership of anything. Actually, I think they were probably sharecroppers.
Yeah.
So at the end of every year, they were having to pay. So there was nothing that they could leave to my grandmother, who, she was doing day work.
Yes.
She did day work. And I think my grandfather, he was like a parking lot attendant. Um, they did buy a house,
Mhm.
They did leave that to when they passed. They did leave that to my uncle.
Mhm.
But it was small. It's a starter home or that kind of thing. But a lot of times there is not an opportunity for homes to be passed down. I
Yeah.
remember one time sitting in a restaurant and I kind of heard a young lady talking and she was saying, "Well, my family has this farm and it's been in our family for years and no one's really doing anything." And I think she said something like it was like 70 acres or something like that. I'm like, someone just gave you 70 acres and you're not doing anything with it, but it's money.
Yeah.
It's cash.
That's right.
I was like, and I just sat there and I was like, so someone gave you 70, it's been in your family for a while. And so just having that mindset of when someone is just born in our family to really make sure that they have that opportunity to have the finances to own property. Do you believe in buying property and living in it, flipping it, renting it, Airbnb in it? I mean, what's or all of the above?
All hey, absolutely all the above. And I guess what I'm emphasizing right now is that hey, you don't have to wait to do that. I have met another real estate guru. This woman, she's awesome, and she was acquiring property for her granddaughter who wasn't even 2 years old. So, and putting her name on the deed. So, they're just the creative ways of transferring. The flipping is awesome.
Flipping.
People
Mhm.
are doing that left and right.
Yes.
And then Airbnb. Some challenges the cities and laws, but they are revenue streams. And I have a girlfriend who just bought a house, and she was thinking of other streams of revenue. I said, "Well, hey, you got this whole section of your house, just a little renovation, and you can, generate a revenue stream." So
Mhm.
people now are
That
buying multiple units at one time. So instead of just buying a home and then making your way up to a dream home, a lot of strategies that are kind of proving to be successful now are people buying multi-family. So let's say you brought a property for about seven or $800,000. You could buy a home for $700,000 or $800,000. But let's say you bought a building in Baltimore or certain parts of maybe Washington, and it had 3 or 4 units in it. You could live in a unit and then rent out the rest. As far as starters, I mean, it takes money to acquire, but they do have lots of programs, FHA, all kinds of other
mhm.
programs to help people get into these properties. And then you can have multiple units within the property. So you build into your super fabulous home in a different kind of way. But multiple units and properties now is if you can get that on your first acquisition, that's pretty
First time.
cool. You know?
I remember years ago well, this was not that long ago, but duplexes. So one of my friends, they were just coming out of college and they were working, and then their first house was a duplex. So they lived in one side and they rented out the other.
Yeah.
And, I'm young. I didn't know you at that time. So Lisa, I was like, what? I was like, I just want a swanky apartment. I'm out of
Right.
college and I just want to be cool and I want to have a balcony and, whatever, just renting,
Yeah.
not knowing anything. But this person went on and bought a duplex, which was not like cool, wasn't like a swank little apartment that had a swimming pool and all that,
Yeah.
but they saved some. I mean, every time they bought the duplex and they rented that other side, it was paying for their mortgage and then they were saving money. Like, so
Absolutely.
smart. So
Absolutely.
smart. So
Yeah.
those are the things that you wanna meet someone like Lisa to really show you some of the ways to do that. And then just recently, another friend has a big house in Chicago. They have really big homes in Chicago, and she had a completely finished basement,
Mhm.
downstairs, and she had its own door, and that was an Airbnb.
There you go.
So she was upstairs, and she didn't use it. She didn't
Right.
use it. I mean, everything else was, it was, and she that has been like the bank for her, like just really
Yeah.
like just banking that. And that is because she was smart enough to say, hey, this is the thing you're going to do. And obviously, there's some things that, like you said, different laws and things like that. But that's when you hire a professional to explain to you all the different options. I just saw here lisaharbor.com. Is that a good website as well where they can reach you
Ab-
there?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
lisaharbor.com will get you to the same place. And some of the, for instance, you can go to the website. You can also search for properties. I have some videos of some properties that have been on the market for sale now, and some that have sold. Um, so yeah, so it's a wealth of information, and there's a ebook that will be available on the site very soon for buyers and sellers.
Hmm.
Just a guide. It's like a workbook companion.
Yeah.
Hopefully the website will be a resource straight to the MLS direct, so you can look for properties as well as find resources there. And I
So
encourage folks that are interested in getting into real estate to get into real estate themselves too. So helping other uh, women to acquire their
that
licenses
part,
and
that
be
part.
other brokers. Other brokers out here trying to help do that.
So one of the things that I have a niece that has taken the real estate exam twice and has not passed all the parts. I'm not sure like exactly
Mhm.
what it is. Could you help someone that maybe has done some of the work, but they haven't passed the exam yet? I think
Okay.
I know there's a lot to it. There's just a lot
Right.
uh, to passing that exam. But is that something that you can coach people on, or something that you've done?
Well, listen, every time, I think the first time I took the exam, when I was probably about 24, 25 years old, and I missed, I think, by 1 point. And I didn't really, at that time, have the gumption to like, I think back then you had to wait like 2 weeks. So I was 20 some years old. So things change in 2 weeks for me. And I didn't go back. But nowadays you can go back like the very next day. So what
Oh.
I encourage folks to do, don't stop, because what happens every time you take the exam, you learn more about it. You learn
Mhm.
about, oh yeah, that's the area I was having trouble in, and you just keep practicing. So the idea is not so much like once you've taken the class and you know the stuff, sometimes it can be just, I'm not a
Nerve.
good test taker, right?
Hmm.
But if you keep taking it, so take it 2, 3, 4 times, but don't stop. You will pass because you
So people can
learn.
take it up to 4 times if
No,
they
you can
want to.
take it 10 times if you need to, but I'm just saying that
Don't
every
give
time you
up.
take the test, you're going to come out better equipped for the next time. So
I love that.
you only need like 70 to pass. So, get an idea of, what your score is, and just continue. Don't give up. Don't stop, because stay in that space that week. Just keep doing it that week. You can take it the next day. They don't let you take it twice a day, but you can take it the next day, and you'll be stronger.
Mhm.
You'll have a better aptitude when you take the test next time. Sometimes it's just the test and the nervousness about it. So
It
after the
is.
second, third time, it's a hassle, but you got the swing of it.
Yeah. So, in part of your business, do you work collaboratively with like maybe architects or designers, financial, mortgage? Who is part of the team of the people, I guess you say, in your industry that you work with?
Right. It is a dream team. So Pam, when you're ready to buy a property in Washington, we're going to create a dream team. And the dream team is a really well diverse finance person, someone that
That's first.
that have had a lot of track record, someone that you're going to pick up the phone, they're going to answer. We're going to work together. So what I do is create a dream team. That would be your finance, that would be your title company,
Okay.
and then you're going to have an inspector that comes out also. So you can do a pre-inspection or an inspection once you have a contract. But this is someone that is in your pocket, someone that's going to tell you all about the property, what you need to know about the property once we found and secured if you're buying a place. But yeah, so there's a dream team, and it consists of an awesome. The foundation to everything is the finance. And so a
Hmm.
great lender, like I said, someone that returns your call, someone who knows about the programs, someone that's very diverse, someone that will take the time to get to know what's important to you, how much you want to pay per month. Maybe I don't want a mortgage of $5,000, or maybe I want a mortgage more around three or so. The lender will work really close with, creating
And you
that
bring
kind of
and you
finance.
bring all those pieces together.
Yeah, yeah. So we create a dream team. I have an excellent dream team of lenders and title companies, and so we all work in collaboration together to move you forward to closing. And everything happens at settlement. That's where all
So
the juice is.
I bought my house so long ago. So one of the things that I hear that people do now that I don't think they did then is they have to get pre-approved.
Oh
They have to
yeah,
get pre-approved. And so that wasn't a thing when I, whatever. That was
right.
not, but now they do. So, but one of the things that I find that if we want to sell our
Mhm.
home, that we need a stager. Explain to me what a stager does. Like this
Yeah,
is a career. Like this is what people do. So what is a
yeah.
stager?
Ideally, you go into an empty home and it feels empty and doesn't quite. I have a friend who had a beautiful, beautiful home, beautiful furniture, and she moved everything out. I was like, oh wait, because she wanted to move, but her furniture was so fabulous. So when you walk into her home, it looks like an interior, design, something out of, one of the
House and
top
garden.
magazines and everything.
Mhm.
And so when people walk in, you want everyone to have that wow, wow, this is beautiful. So an empty home doesn't quite give you that. And so the idea is to stage. So if you move all your furniture out, fine. We get new furniture in there and place it and all the little things that make the home feel beautiful and elegant. And many times my clients will, that are buyers and or sellers, they will either sell or they'll want to buy the furniture that's there. So sometimes the homes will, it's staged, but everything's for sale. So
Wow.
yeah, so
That's a whole
when
thing.
you remove the furniture out of a staged home, you're like, ah, I because you kind of buy into, oh, this looks so fabulous,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
they pull the furniture out. You're like, it's not quite, So staging can, you know, enhance the whole experience in
So,
the
yeah.
property.
So that helps sell the house as well. So
Oh
staging, I
yeah.
heard that, the sight, the sound, the smell, the type of music I
Mhm.
mean, it's a whole thing. So this is the last question. So out of all the careers and things that you've had, the real estate you've been in seems like the longest. And initially, like you said, in your 20s, you were trying to, you know, get into it. So what drew you to it in the first place? 'Cause
Yeah. Well,
it's not a typical career, especially back then when you were in your 20s. I won't like I said, you're only like 30, right? So, but in terms of it wasn't a lot of women realtors.
yeah. Well, actually, my parents, my father particularly was at that time doing some real estate stuff. But when I was 24 years old, 25, I had a boyfriend, and he had brought a condo in Southwest DC, and we were dating and planning on getting married, and they were he was into it, so I got into it. So we bought a place together. I didn't know what I was doing, but we bought a place together. So that was the beginning. And then once I started, kind of the bug of real estate, I wanted to always be a broker, and I wanted to uh, get into real estate. And but it's a very independent entrepreneur kind of thing. It's not necessarily a salary kind of job, and so
No.
kind of going in between being independent entrepreneur at that time and then needing and working at a job at a time. So uh, I loved it right away in my early 20s and decided to continue to pursue. And for whatever reason, sometimes things got in the way. And then, finally there was an opening, an opportunity, and yeah, so I'm here and I love it. It's probably the best uh, career path,
And you
as I
have and
continue
it
to evolve. This is
and
this
it
is a good fit for me now.
and you have the freedom. Your hours are your own. You could pretty much do them when you want. Or my cousin Kim Perry, she had a real estate license and she sold homes to her husband worked in the basketball with the
Oh,
NBA. So she sold a lot
okay.
of homes to the NBA players. So she didn't have to do a whole lot of sales
Yeah,
because they
that's
bought a whole lot of
awesome.
house. So
I like to get to know her, and yeah, because yeah, the
I can
Wizards,
introduce you. She's in Boca
Ravens. Oh yeah,
Raton.
I love
I
to be
can
in that circle.
Yeah,
That's
that
pretty
was
cool.
one of the things that she wanted to do, and she says,
Yeah.
"I do love real estate." She passed the license, but I will introduce you to, so you would really love her. She right now she owns a art gallery, so
Oh,
artists are passionate
nice.
now. She owns an art gallery, and she's
Beautiful. Yeah, they
yeah,
go together. The
Mhm.
art
Yeah,
and
and a lot of these paintings and things like that, they go into these homes or, it's like, okay, so I could see how, over time we kind of like you said, we evolve into other things that are really more our passion and things like that, but it
sure.
starts out as a seed. So yeah, so that's good. That's what I was wondering. Like, so your dad was in real estate, and so he kind of had that kind of bug about that to really do that. But you are a trailblazer in
Yeah,
terms of
thank
really
you.
doing your own. I guess you call it a brokerage firm or realtor firm,
Yeah,
and so
so
you can have other people under you as well, other realtors in your
right.
heart.
So the idea is to bring other folks in, cultivate them. Hopefully, they can sprout into their own brokerage. Those that want to. Some don't want to do it, and then some do. Ideally, be a place of cultivating folks to go to the next places that
I
encourage them to
love
do
that.
so.
I love that.
Yeah.
There was a show, and I can't think of it, it was on Netflix. It talked about women who were brokers who were in real estate. And I watched that show and I was so interested. I think they were in Miami.
Okay. Oh, okay. They have some great shows.
It was
Uh,
like a reality show, and it was a women's brokerage firm, and I just found that to be like I was sitting there like, "This is a whole thing." This is like,
mhm.
I'm just thinking like the way that they came about and they made so much money from doing it. Like there is power and money and wealth in the land, in the, we call it in the Bible says possessing the land. It's because that's where the real estate is. That's where the money and the power is in the land. And so anyway, so they were like one of the few Black women realty companies in the Miami area.
Okay.
And they
Awesome.
were doing luxury and that kind of thing. And that just kind of like was like, you know what? I really like stuff like that. And that's when I learned about staging because they were talking about staging and how they had to
Yeah.
stage the house. I was like, staging the house? What is that?
Mhm.
So it's like,
Mhm.
you just don't sell your house. You don't just clean it up. You just got to stage the house,
No, you want top dollar. So the
right?
ideas create that environment. So it looks every bit of every dollar you're trying to sell it for. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you, Lisa, for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
This has been really, really good.
Yeah.
Again, HERROI, herroi.com. She's going to have an ebook there, but make sure you write that down. Keep in touch with her.
Thank
Even if you're not in her area, she could still assist. Like I said, she's a big collaborator. And so
Absolutely. I network all across the country.
yes, that was the thing I
Hmm.
was gonna say. It doesn't matter where you are because Lisa is a collaborator and she networks across the country. So thank you
Thank
so much
you, Dr.
for my
Pam. Thank you so
thank
much.
you, my
Appreciate your
BDS
time.
sister. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. So the marches should be coming out soon. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All righty, take care. Bye bye.